until you built the wall. And the wall, by the way, is that wall up there, which is just sheet metal. But still, at least it works a little bit. How was it before you built the wall?
So there was effectively no border in San Diego. It was a chaotic situation. This fence behind me, it was made out of scrap metal that the military wasn't using. That we set in place to really just delineate the border once again.
You needed something.
And it changed our environment. We went from, we decreased the illegal cross-border traffic by 95% with that fence and the roads and the licensing technology.
So that's 95% with a scrap metal wall that they just put together with excess material. And it worked 95%. And that wall they can get over very easily. These walls they can't. But, you know, for the people that say no wall, if you didn't have walls over here, you wouldn't even have a country. You wouldn't even have a country. And by the way, the state of California is begging us to build walls in certain areas. They don't tell you that. And we said, no, we won't do it until we build the whole wall. But there are certain areas, as you know, where they're really wanting us to build a wall. And because the people are complaining, people are pouring in. So, you know, they don't talk about that. Well, I do have a preference. The problem is you have to have see-through. You have to know what's on the other side of the wall. And, I mean, a preference is something like that. The problem is you don't know what's on the other side of the wall. And if you don't know what's on, I mean, you could be 2 feet away from a criminal cartel and you don't even know they're there. Now, we have equipment to take care of that, X-ray equipment, etc. But if you're on that side of the wall, that's the hardest wall to scale. You've got a lot of assets. The problem is, tell them, what do you think about the importance of see-through?
When I have a see-through wall, sir, I know what's approaching the border before it approaches. We have great partners in Mexico with the law enforcement on that side. I can call them for assistance. I don't get the opportunity to get ahead of a threat if I can't see the person.
And what's the danger of not having to see?
When the steel metal fence that the smugglers were using the fence to hide behind, and they were either rocking our agents or they were to acquire large groups of people or narcotics, and then they would just rush across the border quickly.
Now, if you just have a pure fence, now that's a fence, a very sturdy fence. But coming up, I noticed, the first thing I noticed, look how many, they have a lot of problems over there. And they have the cartels, and the cartels, we're fighting the cartels, and we're fighting them hard. Nobody ever fought them like we fought them. I mean, we fight them hard. But the fact is, if you don't have a wall system, it would be bedlam, I imagine. If you don't have some see-through, it's a problem. So we'll take a look up here.
So we've been listening into President Trump there. He is surveying some of the prototypes for a border wall there. I've got Leslie Sanchez, CBSN contributor and Republican strategist on set, joining me now. I'd love to fact check this statistic. He said, the president said 95% decrease in traffic with a metal border there. True or false?
No, absolutely an increase in that and a double-digit increase in traffic moving across the rest of the U.S.-Mexico border. You increase the enforcement in one area, like a balloon, it puts pressure on a lot of the more kind of the hazardous terrain, the mountainous terrain, which is why you see an increase of deaths, an increase of kind of not NGO organizations going out there trying to provide water, food, because people were dying in the deserts, continuing. I saw a lot of areas along the U.S.-Mexico border where you could drive, you know, a U-Haul truck across with contraband, all sorts of different things. Basically, they were underground in the Rio Grande River, and you just drive right across. I mean, there's so many different things and variables to take into consideration, but it's not just up. It's underground.
Underground as well.
Yeah.
What do you think really works, Leslie? Are there any alternatives to building this wall that people are talking about?
You know, it's interesting. Laredo, Texas is the largest inland port in America, right? There's more traffic moving through there. There's a couple things to think about. One, they say only about 2% of trucks, like the big trucks that are moving merchandise and different things, are inspected. So there's a question of inspections. But they'll also say they started getting creative about, okay, if we're going to have a wall, then let's try to find something that is aesthetically pleasing, has strong enforcement, doesn't deter business, you know, but it allows all the different interests to come together, and they're developing some creative ideas independently that the president would probably want to see, because they're trying to take control of their own city. That city depends on that commerce. They depend on that, you know, kind of those custom broker fees and such for a thriving economy, and it's something that to look at the business interest of trade and not take that into consideration, let's say to not take that consideration is really a detriment to America.
You're seeing the president touring these, inspecting some of these different border walls. What do you make of the photo op here that you're seeing of the president? Why is he doing this now?
I think it's a very positive photo op for the president in the sense that it's going to look tough on crime. He's going to look tough, on national security. He's going to do, again, he is pointing just Mexico's got all these problems. Mexico's got these cartels. Latin America has a lot of these cartels. They are moving through Mexico. Mexico has its challenges, but they also have an increasing middle class. They also have an increasing kind of high academia and kind of transference of knowledge and growing and thriving. There's more engineers there, Mexican engineers coming out of there. So they're really diversifying their country because they have a high-stakes situation. So I think painting it with broad brushstrokes is very limiting. It's a good photo op, but it's not the reality.
Fascinating take on exactly what's happening on this border wall and the president touring it. We also know that he's got a long day in California. In addition to touring this facility, he's also going to be attending a fundraiser, I believe, in Beverly Hills. Nice. In addition,
California is the ATM of America, so,
for political